If you want to customize how OpenTTD looks and sounds, or bring back the classic Transport Tycoon Deluxe aesthetic, this video covers exactly how to do it. We'll explore downloading community-based packs directly from the main menu and safely applying them to your active saves. Also tweaking specific pack parameters, manually installing external mods like the OpenGFX2 High Def, and the exact steps to import your original Transport Tycoon Deluxe files. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to another OpenTTD tutorial. If you're looking for just a specific piece of information, this video's got chapters, so you can jump right to what you're looking for. Let's get started. Before we start changing settings, let's define what base sets actually are within OpenTTD. OpenTTD is kind of like a game engine. To display the visuals or play audio, it requires a set of media files. These are your base graphics, sounds, and music. By default, the modern installation of OpenTTD uses the OpenGFX2 for its graphics, and then allows you to download the OpenSFX and OpenMSX for sound and music. They provide a good and complete experience pretty much right out of the box, but they're just the default option. It's also important to understand the differences between these base sets and new GRFs. New GRFs are mods that add extra trains and stations or different industries on top of the game. These base sets are entirely different. They replace core assets, and when you change the base set, you're swapping out the entire visual style or audio for the entire game experience. Now let's take a look at how to get hold of some of these base sets. Now the easiest way to do this is from directly inside the game itself. Whilst you can use the online content button in the main menu, there's actually a much more efficient way to do this. Instead, go into Game Options, and from there you have the Graphics and Sound tabs. From these two pages you can select the graphics, sound and music which you want to use for your game. And to the right of those options, there is a Get Content button. Using this Get Content button is my preferred method of downloading new media. When you click this Get Content button next to the graphics dropdown or the sound, OpenTTD automatically filters the online directory to only show you the set type that you are currently looking for. Simply find the set you're looking for or choose some that seem interesting, click the checkbox next to its name, and hit Download in the bottom right hand corner. Once the download finishes, you're done, and your brand new content will be waiting for you in the drop-down menu. Now that you have your new sets downloaded, we need to talk about how and where to apply them. The most important thing to know is that OpenTTD does not lock your base sets into the save game files. Any change you make simply updates your current global configuration, meaning you're always free to switch up and change your media at any time. However, there is a strict rule about exactly where you can change in what places. If you open the game options from the main menu, you have full control. You can freely swap your base graphics, sound and music from this location. But once you've actively loaded into a game and started playing, it's a bit different. If you open the game options from there, you will find that you can only change the sound and music sets. The graphics option is completely locked. If you want to change the visual style mid-playthrough, you must save your progress, go to the main menu, change the graphics in the options, and then you can load your save back up into your game and see the new visuals. Some of the graphic sets have an extra layer of customization beyond the simple visual swaps. If you go into the game options menu, right near the graphics dropdown, you'll see a button that says Parameters. This button will only be active and clickable if your current selected graphic set supports additional changes. Clicking this button opens a new window that lets you fine-tune specific elements from the set. Depending on what's included in the set, you can adjust things like the style of your mouse or maybe the type of trees you see in your world. It's a brilliant feature that lets you just tweak exactly the aesthetic you're looking for without needing to download a completely different set. And one of the more popular options is to swap the trees around from the different climates depending on what you prefer. While the in-game downloader is really convenient, sometimes you need to manually install sets from an external source like GitHub. A perfect example of this is for the OpenGFX2 project. Before we install that, we need to briefly talk about OpenTTD folders. When you install OpenTTD in most operating systems, it uses two main locations. First is the main game installation folder, and second is a configuration folder, which for Windows is typically located inside your My Documents folder. OpenTTD looks in both of these locations for content. You can place downloaded files in either directory, as long as you put them in the correct subfolder. As a handy tip, if you want to run multiple versions of OpenTTD on the same machine, you can actually move the folders and configuration files directly into the root of those install folders. The game will happily use those files from that location, effectively creating each game installation's own configuration folders within the installation folder itself. The OpenGFX2 is a spiritual successor to the original, and it's designed to closely match previous aesthetics. Now, whilst the original version, the classic version, comes in the in-game content downloader, you cannot get the High Def version from in-game because it's a work in progress and it's only available to download externally. To install the High Def set, you need to navigate to the OpenGFX2 GitHub page, download the pre-built release file, and once downloaded, move it to the appropriate location. In most circumstances, this is a subfolder called content_download and then base set. And then finally, you can launch OpenTTD. Go into your game options and select the newly installed OpenGFX2 High Def set from the dropdown. And finally, let's look at how to bring back that ultimate nostalgia by importing the original Transport Tycoon Deluxe media files into OpenTTD. To do this, you will need a legitimate copy of the original game. Now, if you still have your classic CD-ROM lying around, you can pull the files directly from there. You might, if you're lucky, be able to get hold of one of these CD-ROMs from some sort of marketplace like eBay. If you don't have a disc, Atari recently re-released the game on both Steam and GOG. I've included an affiliate link in the video description if you'd like to pick it up from GOG and support the channel at the same time. Once you have the game installed or inserted that CD, you can locate some specific files and copy them into particular locations. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have the DOS version or the Windows version, OpenTTD supports both. For the graphics, you need to find the 5 files that are displayed on screen now on the CD. If you're not using a physical CD, you can find the CD files by navigating to the installation of Transport Tycoon Deluxe, looking in the folders, and then there should be a CD folder right there. Get those files and copy them into a folder called Data, and this will install the Transport Tycoon Deluxe graphics for OpenTTD. For the music, the Windows version uses 22 individual MIDI files, and for the DOS, it's all simply packed into one file. And when it comes to the sound, both versions use a single file. It's just called sample.cat. For the music and sound files, these just get placed in a folder called base set. After you've got and copied all of these files into the appropriate location, you can launch OpenTTD and set these in your game options menu. And now you can enjoy the classic experience of the graphics and sounds of Transport Tycoon Deluxe inside OpenTTD. If you found this helpful, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more OpenTTD tutorials, challenges, and Let's Plays. Leave all your thoughts, ideas, and questions down in the comments section, and check out the links both on screen and in the video description for more fantastic tutorial videos. Don't forget that affiliate link if you're going to purchase from GOG, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, take care, and for now, goodbye.